What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Fans Hobby and Chosen Prime TFcon Baltimore 2024 exclusive Obsidian Commander, or their version of a Masterpiece Scale Grand Scourge. So this is a repaint of the Energon Prime figure that came out a while back. I actually never looked at this figure, so this is the first time looking at it. We're going to do a full review here today, not a repaint review. And this is done in some beautiful black and maroon, or metallic red colors, thanks to Get Right Robot, who did the design for the colorway. And I'm just excited to look at it, but I'm not a big Energon fan, so just heads up for awareness. I don't know much about Energon. I don't know much about Grand Scourge. I'm just not very knowledgeable in terms of the fiction. I do know that this toy is a combiner and that it is a scramble city, so you can swap the arms and legs. And I looked at all the features, but I don't know all of the ins and outs of this character. So just please forgive me if I don't talk about that stuff. But let's take a look at these two. First, here is the truck. It is gorgeous. It's got this gold chrome on the front, translucent red for the lights, that metallic red I mentioned, more translucent red up here. You can open up these rear view mirrors, which I didn't even know they were there when I took it out of the box. Here's the side. We got some painted gas tanks there. A little bit of silver here. Silver wheels, rubber tires. It rolls beautifully. It's pretty hefty, or I guess it's dense. It's pretty dense. Here's the back. You got some taillights back here. Actually, look. Let me fix this. It looks really nice. Red, orange, and silver. I love little details like that. Overall, very good looking truck. Here's the bottom. We also get the trailer, and it comes with some styrofoam, styrofoam inside to protect these figures. So I removed all the styrofoam, but just to know that if you're packing or shipping, then you're going to want to remove it. But here it is. Out of box, you do want to fold down this, which will allow it to stand up straight. And I believe this was flipped over on this side and stored like this for shipping. So you want to flip this down to the other side, and then that's ready. You can see there's a clip here. So you want it facing that direction, so it'll match up with the tab slots in the back of the truck. So line that up and then give that a push. I will say this is one of the better attachments for a trailer that I've seen from Fans Hobby. A lot of times some of the trailers come loose very easy, so this is pretty cool. Oh, and if you're gonna roll it, obviously lift up the little thing. Pretty nice. We can store some things. We get this gun, and this can store right here, which is nice. If we come to the bottom, I thought maybe this would store, but I think this is actually from the Fans Hobby version of Laser Prime. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's got that gold chrome. It is plastic, but it is beautiful. There is a tab here, so it makes me feel like it would tab in somewhere. I just don't know where it's going to tab in. So, yeah, I'm not sure. It's not in the book, so I can tell you that, but there is a tab. So for the trailer, we can open up this little door here, and inside we have the helicopter. Here we've got the drill. On the other side, let's put this back down. We've got the fire truck and then this water vehicle, I believe. Like I said, I don't know much about these. You can open up the top, these little doors, and we can remove these. There's a little space to just get your finger in there to get them out, so that's nice. And now we've got all the vehicles. Let's go over each one. Here is the drill vehicle, has a number 3 on it. It does remind me of Vehicle Voltron just because of the way, oops, close that. Got some silver paint, gunmetal, rubber tires, rubber treads, I mean. You have these wheels down here which help to roll this, so as you roll it, you can see that drill rotates, which is kind of neat. You don't get stuff like that nowadays. But I was surprised to see rubber treads on this. Overall, good looking vehicle. Then we have this, what I think is a water vehicle. You open these up, pull down these tabs, which make up the fins. And now we have this. Number 4. It's got some paint up here. It is kind of like Nemesis colors, if I had to describe it. You know, purple, teal, and black. And then we have the yellow, but it does feel like Nemesis colors. They don't call it Nemesis, it's called Grand Scourge, but anyway, looks good. Then we have this helicopter, so this for configuration, you're going to lift it up here, rotate it forward all the way. Oops, missed one. Then you're going to take this, fold this back for the tail. Then we can open up these blades. And there is your helicopter, number 2. I guess I should have gone in order, huh? But that looks good. It doesn't really spin, per se. I mean, it does spin, but it doesn't spin freely. All right, and then lastly, we have the truck, which, number 1. He does have a little handle. Dude, I don't know. I don't even know what it is. There's a little handle right there. We have the actual ladder. You can't extend it. I think it's meant to be down, but you can extend it. There's a bucket at the end that articulates. This will go up to here. It doesn't rotate, but it does go up and down. And overall, it's a nice looking, a little bit of silver paint throughout. Let's take a look at the trailer. So you can do some things with this trailer. I'm not going to go through every configuration possible, but we can set it up. So we're going to fold this down. We're going to bring this around. It's going to sit like this. And now you have this type of display for a base. So you can pretend it's a base. We could open this up, have a little landing pad for our helicopter if we want. You can have those on top. You could take this apart. So there's actually pegged together on the back here. I'll just show you. So these two pieces in the middle actually hold it together. This hitch goes right here, and then this rear part, which makes up the tail lights, go right there. I do see a little scratch on the back. I didn't actually, that was there as soon as I took it out of the box, so I'm not sure how that happened. But you're in theory, you can take these apart. So you're going to take off the wheels, and then we're going to pull these apart. I believe it's pretty tight. Yeah, this one is the tightest of all of them. So I'm not sure. Well, since this is not going to be mine in the end, thanks to, I forgot to mention, thanks to Caleb, who allowed me to take a look at his copy. But since I'm not going to own this, I'm not sure why this isn't coming apart. I thought it was just pegged together, but it's pretty tight, whatever it is. There is a sliding mechanism here to kind of push the vehicle out, so that's interesting. But yeah, overall, there's some modularity. You can kind of change the configuration if you want. Let's see. I think you can stack them up. You can put them side by side. You can separate them. You can really do a bunch of different configurations with them. Just wanted to show that. And then put it back together. You're going to take this, and this is going to go back into here. And then we're going to take this and put this back into here. And then we're going to sandwich it all together to get it back into trailer mode, and then lift this up. And for size comparison, there it is next to the MP-10 Optimus Prime with trailer. And I was actually pretty surprised. It's about the same size as MP-10 from front to back, and also the width and shape of the cab is about the same. If we bring in one of these vehicles, you can kind of see the scale of this. It's not even the size of a MP thing. It's just its own little thing, mini vehicle. But this will fit in with your Masterpiece scale. All right, let's get this guy transformed into robot mode, and we can make the core robot. These vehicles actually don't have a robot mode. They are limbs for this guy, which kind of reminds me of like Voltron style. But go ahead and fold up these mirrors. Come to the back. We'll lift up these panels that allow us to bring the arms up and out of the way. Just leave them like that for now. That allows us to take this and separate the legs. These are unpegging from the side, and you can just swing those open and out of the way. Come to the bottom here, and while I'm here, I'm going to show you, there's my number. That is 64 out of 600. So these are individually numbered because they're exclusives from the Chosen Prime. You get that nice individually numbered, so you know they're not going to make any more. Fold that up, fold that down. Same on this one, fold that up on top, and just leave those out for now. We're going to come to the bottom. We're going to rotate these legs down so they come like that. Take your hip skirts. These will fold out and down. We'll take this middle section here, fold that up to make the top of his crotch. Then we can take this whole waist section, we're going to rotate it to the other side. It ends up like this. Come to the arms. Now we can pull these out. So these actually, they pull out this way. There's just a little bit of a slide this way. Then they pull out this way and swing forward. When this, pull this out and swing forward. Back here we have the head. Actually, why don't we give him feet so he stands up properly? Open up this, and we can fold. Actually, come to this side because it makes it a little easier. Fold this out. Push the foot forward with your finger. Reach through, and then come back here. Fold that up. And actually, I have something a little mistransformed here. These should be down for vehicle mode, covering up that top part of the head. But go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Open this up. Open up his heel spur. Push through to open up the toe. And then fold that down. All right, now our legs are backwards. We're going to rotate the legs to the front. So you have the toes on the front. And you should have something like this. Oh, and don't forget to close up this little panel, which fills in the gap on the back. All right, so now we can open up the top of the hands, flip out the hands, fold it back down, rotate the hand, bring down your shoulder, and close up that tab. So same thing on this side. Flip that out, rotate, close, and we can bring that down. All right, now we'll take care of the head. So come to back here. We're going to close up these panels, which I just opened because they're supposed to be closed in the other mode. We'll lift up this entire panel. Oh, I'm sorry. We have to flip these forward. Then we can put these back. Sorry about that. I'm going to rotate the head around. And this is the combined mode head parts. They just sit back here. So what you're going to do is bring this panel up. This panel is actually has a tab right here that's supposed to clip in place on the top of this gray panel. I can't get it to go. I feel like I'm gonna eventually break it, so I'm not gonna do it. It's supposed to go above. Right now it's below. So I'm just gonna leave it alone since it's not my figure. But just know it's supposed to clip in on the top. All right, but once you get that up, then you're going to bring this down. This head crest is going to come and clip in right here on the back. So this kind of sits here. For these, you're going to bring these down to the side. We're going to take these panels, fold that up, and rotate this in. So this one, fold it up, rotate it in. We can straighten up the head. Make sure the face mask is straight. Sometimes it gets messed up. Bring the arms down. All right, and there is Obsidian Commander in the core robot mode. And it does look pretty cool. He is a little stout and bulky. I call him Fatty Prime, but that is accurate to the show, although this is the kind of a nemesis coloring. We got that nice metallic red on the head crest, the eyes, gunmetal here for the face mask, nice silver on the chest with the metallic red. This gold chrome looks really good, gold paint on the hip skirts, on the side of the legs, on the feet. On the arms, you got silver paint kind of all throughout. You do have this nice translucent red here on this shoulder. Here's the back. It does have some backpack kibble, but I think that's relatively accurate to the character. As far as the articulation, the head can go up and down on this ball joint. I think it's a double ball peg. Now, I don't have, like I mentioned, that thing pegged in, this neck piece. And I've tried, and I don't want to break it, but that definitely affects that panel staying in place. But you have a lot of movement on the head due to the double ball peg. It's, if I can hold this in place, down to there, back to there. You do get side to side, and it rotates around. For the shoulders, you get a rotation on a ratchet. It does go all the way around. If you lift up this panel, it goes out to the side on a ratchet. Rotation at the bicep. Double jointed elbow, full bend. You have a rotation at the wrist. Individually articulated pointer finger, and then the other three are together. It is curled, so you can't really point. But coming down to the waist, you have these hip skirts on the side, these wheels. It makes him even more bulky. Now, you have an alternate configuration for him, and I'll show that in a minute. But I just want to show you here, if you lift these up, can get those out of the way. You can lift up this hip skirt. There is a hip skirt on the back, but it's one piece. So as you move, both of them move up. And the leg can kick up to there, back to there before it gets back, out to the side. It starts hitting there too. You have a rotation, whoops. You have a rotation at the thigh. That one's a little bit tight, but it does work. 90-degree bend at the knee. The toe is the piece that moves, not the actual ankle. So you can tilt side to side, and you can bend forward, so you can get a walking pose if you want to. Now, the alternate configuration does change the articulation a little bit. So let's go over that. You're going to unpeg this whole piece on the side. I'm going to rotate this up, and it's going to kind of sit like that. This is going to come underneath and sit right there. It does end up kind of looking like a cape, so just be aware of that, but this is going to sit on the back like that. So do the same thing on this side. Rotate this up. It kind of clips in up here, and then this kind of folds up and hides underneath, quote unquote hides. And let me just make sure this is lined up. And there you go. There's that look. So now you've gotten rid of all the stuff on the sides, but you have a much bigger backpack. But you can rotate the waist more freely. You can lift the legs. Whoops. This is on a ball joint, so if you pop it off, just pop back on. You can lift it out to the side more freely. So it does free up his articulation a little bit. I just don't like the look. I don't like the look of that. It's a huge cape. It kind of takes up a lot of space visually from the front. But you have the option if you want it. For the accessory, we do get his blaster. And this actually has a purpose. So if you open up the chest, we have that chamber. I honestly don't know if this is a Matrix or not. I don't know the show. But it looks like a Matrix chamber. You know, it's an Optimus Prime. And that has a battery compartment. So if you come to here and you pull this out, it did come with the battery, which really surprised me. It came in this little plastic baggie. And I put that in there. I didn't even look at what kind of battery it was because it came with it. And you set that back in there and use the back of the gun. That will turn on his chest. That's pretty cool. You know, they rarely include batteries with anything, so that was kind of neat that they had that in there. But we can turn that off. Speaking of that, we can use the gun. It does have the rail system like most of the Fans Hobby figures. It fits very nicely into here, slides down, and he holds that very securely, so I like that. So it looks pretty good. He does come with a sword, and it's beautiful. It's got that gold chrome. It matches this chrome here. Black handle, painted black handle. And there's a tab here, but I don't think it fits anywhere, at least in this mode. It will fit in his hand, but it's really meant for the combined mode. And it's got that same rail system. I just think it's too big for this guy. So let's bring it back in. And it is a fingerprint magnet, so I recommend wiping it off after you mess with it. And for some size comparisons, there he is next to the Magic Square Optimus Prime and the previous Fans Hobby and Chosen Prime exclusive, their version of Clench. And you can see they're similar sizes, a little bit bigger than this guy. And this is the core robot for Armada Prime, so that makes sense. And this guy is closer to the size of the core robot for the Power Master Prime, so it does kind of fit in well with the Masterpiece scale. Now we haven't done combined mode yet. I'll do a comparison again then, but it does fit in well with MP scale. All right, now let's get him into combined mode. And we do need these limbots. Now you can swap the limbots if you want to. So we'll go over that. Let's take these limbots off of here. And you don't need the trailer for this, so I'm just going to set that aside. So let's get this guy ready first. Go ahead and remove the gun. We can transform this too while we have it. Pull down on the handle, pull forward on this, and that's ready. So you can set that aside. All right, for the arms, lift up this panel, close up the hand, rotate, fold that in. Open up this panel and lift this out to the side. And that's going to sit, just make sure it's straight on the top. So it looks like that. Same on this one. Open up the panel, fold the hand in, lift this up, and make sure it's straight on the top. I think I folded these out again somehow. Oh, when I opened this up, I folded those out. All right, so now we're going to take the feet. So for the feet, we're going to come here, lift this up, fold up the foot, close that up, close that up. All right, we're basically folding away his feet, but leave the legs out. Right? And one little subtle thing is you're going to slide these hips up so they look like that. And let's put this back into the configuration we had before. I think we can just put it like this. And that's ready. For the head, I like to reveal this at the end, but since we're here, I'm just going to do it. Bring this head crest up and around. That will clip over this. Rotate the face around until you get the broader looking face. It's similar, but it's different. And then bring these ears around. Those are going to clip over the side of the ears. So there's your combined mode head. Give you a close-up now. But now we can set this aside. Oh, actually, one more thing. Come to the hip skirts. Open these up. And now I think we're good on this guy. So set this down, and now we'll take care of these. So I'm going to do the configurations that they have in the promo images. So fold this up. We're going to take the tail, flip this over, open this up, and that's where it's going to plug in. We're going to open this up and slide this up into here to hide those up. Same on this. Open this up and then slide this up to hide it. Flip this over and this can sit like this. This panel right here is going to fold down and sit over the top. So that's what it looks like. This is going to slide in, this panel. Does it slide in? Actually, no, sorry. This is going to... What are you doing? Oh, it's going to flip in here and then hide away. So this is what it should look like. Now we still need the hand. Oh, here. Open the wrong side. Flip this open. We're going to slide this top part back. And we will take this part here. Fold that up. Fold that up. And that'll sit back there. Fold this up. Fold that up. It'll sit back there. And then we can close up this panel. Right? So it should look something like this. And you can put this however you want, but this is going to come to the side here and it's going to plug in over the top of the arm. And let me make sure I have this direction correct. Yeah, so I think you want it something like this. And we're going to take this, it's going to slide over the end, and it'll clip into place. Well, should clip into place. There we go. And we can open up this chest piece here. So that's one side done. We'll just set him aside. Oh, and we can fold this out of the way. So that's one side done. Now we'll do the armature. So for this, we can come to the back, open this up, slide that forward. We can unpeg these from here. We can, let's see, slide this entire part out. It's pegged in here, so just pull that off. I just locked it again. Open this up. These are going to come to the inside. And we got to rotate this around. These are going to come to the inside. You're going to rotate them in. Same with this one. And then they're going to sit right here. So I think you got that right. And same thing, we got to rotate the top of the arm, slide this on until it clips, and then open up that chest piece. All right. Probably should have done the legs first, huh? All right, we'll do this now. So for this one, we can open up this, and we're going to open up this piece here. All right, we had to get this foot out of here, so let's use a spudger. Bring that foot down. On the back, you're going to open up this heel spur. It'll come like that. You can fold up these side fins. I guess you didn't need to open this up, so let's just put that back. This panel here, oh, you did need to, because you need to open up this panel. Fold that back down, fold this back down, fold these down, come to the top, fold this up, slide that in, and there's one leg. So this is going to go here. I mean, again, it's Scramble City, but just do it by the book. All right. So there's that. We'll just set him aside for now. Actually, I'm going to just put him down. All right, and then we'll do this guy. So for him, same kind of thing. We're going to open up this panel here in the front. I'm going to flip out the foot. Use a spudger to help you. Bring this down. Fold this up. And it kind of sits on the top. There is a... thought there was a heel spur. Yeah, right here. So you're going to flip out that heel spur and then close that panel back up. This can just come down and sit like this on the front, however you want. This is just a C-clip here, so if it comes off, just put it back on. But this can just sit like that. Come to the top, we're going to open up this panel, and actually this will flip and fit underneath. That's ready. So we're going to take this and plug it in. Alright, there's Obsidian Commander in combined mode. And it does really remind me of Voltron, Vehicle Voltron. Not too bad looking. I actually like it better than I thought I would. I'm just not into Energon, so that's, you know, an unfair, subjective thing. But overall, yeah, pretty good looking for what it is. Here's the back. Pretty clean, if I had to say. It goes together pretty easily. The combiner portion of it, the intuitive nature of the arms and legs is pretty nice. If you don't like the drill off hand, which I actually think it looks cool with the drill hand, but if you don't like it, you can take this apart. You can unpeg these corners, bring this back like this, and now we have a hand in here. So you do have that option if you want. We can still light up the chest, and of course we can use the gun. We extend this barrel, and this, by the way, one transformation step I forgot is these thumbs are designed to work on either side. You can either have a right hand or a left hand, so obviously we want it like that. And we'll actually turn off this light. This is still a rail system, so you can still slide it down in and then close the fingers around. These fingers are fully articulated, so they have 1, 2, 3 pins. And then the thumb is on a ball joint and a pin. Same thing on this one. You can swap the side if you want to. So nice hands on these. Designed well. Overall, I think it's pretty good looking. Again, my personal preference is to make this the drill hand, but pretty nice head sculpt. There is a slight change that the articulation is a little bit different because it doesn't rotate all the way as much, but it's very close. Good looking head sculpt. You do want to watch out for these, you know, as you're articulating, but let's go over the articulation. Shoulders can fold back and forth. You can raise it up, but not much. Basically up to there is about as far as it'll go. You can bend at the elbow 90 degrees. The hands, like I showed you earlier, can rotate and the fingers are fully articulated. You still have the same waist rotation as before, and if you want, you can still do that same alternate configuration I mentioned earlier. We get the knee bend. It's still a 90-degree bend. It's still bending at the same spot, so nothing has changed there. And then the ankle tilt is now the toes on these. So that's what's tilting. It's, again, not an ankle tilt, it's a toe tilt, but it does work. And he does seem to hold the poses. He's pretty balanced and dynamic. So I do wish that this would go up. There's no upward rotation on the shoulder. Now that we've blocked that off, this is about as high as it gets. So a little bit limited there, but overall it does still work for the most part. And of course we can use the sword here, and that will fit into this other hand. It's a little tricky to get in this hand just because this one is recessed, but it will fit. Just slide it down into the groove and then close the fingers around. And there's that really beautiful looking sword. Alright, now let's do the swapping gimmick. We can swap one of the arms with the legs. Now I'm not going to do all of the limbs. I just think it's silly to do them all. I actually think this arm looks best as an arm and not as a foot. So we're going to leave it like this, but just to show you, here's what it looks like as a foot. But let's do this one just to show you. So pull off the arm and we'll work on this one first. So we can slide this back down, bring this back over, rotate this open, and we can close this back up. Same on this side. Rotate this open and close this up. Make sure it meets in the front. Open up this panel. Again, you'll need a spudger. Oh, I grabbed it that time. That worked. Bring this down. Fold that panel open. And leave this to the side for now. Come to the back. You're going to open up this. That's going to make his heel spur. Come to here. This will come down. And sit like this. I think. Yeah. And then this will fold and sit right in there. Look like that. And then we can come to here. We're going to remove this leg. It just kind of slides off. There's a click point on it, but it does slide off. And then slide this one on. And there you go. We have now made an arm into a leg. Let's convert this guy into an arm. So we can undo this, bring this up. You can already see the same port is going to be used for the arm connection. Fold this in, close that up. We're going to open up this panel on the front. And this one actually has a claw, which I found interesting. Instead of a hand, you've got a claw. Bring these around, and these are going to just flip and fold onto the front of the arm. So you'll end up with something like this. These, I think, will fold up and sit on the side. All right, this will plug in. There you go. There he is with his claw hand. For size comparison, there it is again next to the Magic Square Optimus Prime and the Fans Hobby and Chosen Prime exclusive from a while back, their Delta Magnus. And you can see it is a pretty big combined mode, bigger than a standard MP Optimus, but smaller than their Power Master. So final recommendations on the Fans Hobby and Chosen Prime TFcon exclusive Obsidian Commander. I think it's pretty good. I was surprised at how well it goes together, how well everything works. For something that is a scramble city where you can swap the arms and legs, that gimmick works perfectly. Things attach, nothing falls apart. Very much unlike the Jetfire and Armada Optimus Prime combination. This one is very solid. I do like the accessories. The gun looks good. The sword is beautiful. It is a retool, or I guess a repaint, of the sword that comes with their Laser Optimus Prime. But it's really well done. It matches very well. So it's a good inclusion. Overall, the gold chrome just looks beautiful. The light up chest definitely works. And I think we haven't gotten this character from anything. So it is a good pick for a character just because it's unique. So I'm not a big fan of Energon, Armada, or any of those. So it's not for me personally. But for those that really like the design of this character, I think you're going to really like it. The color scheme is really cool. It definitely has a Nemesis Prime type of look. And the features and everything just kind of works how it's supposed to. It could stand to have a little more articulation, but overall, I do think it works. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Caleb for allowing me to take a look at his copy. We'll see you next time.